Arne, how much was tonight one of those nights where you came away with a lot less than you deserved?
It was the best game of football I was ever involved in. I don't have the history like Liverpool as a manager, but two teams of incredible level with incredible intensity in the first 25 minutes. Okay, I also remember the first 25 against Man City at home and the first 25 against Madrid, but this was unbelievable what we showed in the first 25. And I looked at the scoreboard and we were 1-0 down. Over 90 minutes, I don't think we deserve to lose this game of football today. Over 180 minutes, maybe it was deserved that we went to overtime. In overtime, I thought Paris Saint-Germain was a bit better than us, so in this half hour. And then it comes down to penalties, and yeah, they scored 4, we 2, and we lost.
How do you pick the lads up, because they've had such a good season? Obviously, we know how well they've done in the league stage of this competition as well. It must come as a massive shock to the system to go out, albeit against a side of the quality of Paris Saint-Germain.
Yeah, of course it's a shock. And it's maybe not the moment to tell them now, but and I didn't tell them as well, but I can say it here that last season we weren't involved in the Champions League. 2 seasons ago, we Liverpool went out against Madrid after losing, I think, 5-2 at home. So if you have to go out, then go out in a way like we did against one of the best teams in Europe, and making such a fight out of it. I hope and think that every fan around the world was hoping that this game just kept on going, just wouldn't stop, because it was incredible. And they in the end won. And for us, it's so unlucky that if you are number 1 in the league table, that you then face Paris Saint-Germain, which is one of the best teams in Europe. But yeah, that's the format we are in, and we have to accept it, and we will come back stronger next season.
And you do still have that chance of silverware at the weekend, but I just wonder, what is the physical cost tonight? Because obviously we saw Trent Alexander-Arnold and Ibrahima Konate go off injured. What's their situation?
I have to ask it, but for me, Ibu was more that he was tired than it was an injury. With Trent, he had to come off. That's never a good sign. And from what I heard from people that saw the images or how he got injured, that didn't look very good. So I would be surprised if he's available for Sunday. Now the good thing is that we play his final on Sunday, so mentally that's probably the best you can ask for, because this is where we are playing football for, to play finals. And then there's 2 weeks in between before we start, 2.5 weeks in between before we start the season again. And if we can play 9 times with this intensity, and then once we play at home with the same intensity from the fans as well, then I'm really looking forward to the end of the season. James?
Hi, Arne. What were your thoughts on the penalties? Because it's a really daunting place for an opposition team to have to take penalties here, so it's probably quite surprising to see the scoreline as it was after the shootout.
Nah, the way they scored the penalties didn't feel to me as if they were impressed. And it's also part of football. If you want to win things, you have to win sometimes the penalty shootout as well. Argentina showed that in the World Cup against the Dutch team. And now Paris Saint-Germain showed it. I don't know how it was in the history of Liverpool, but normally, if the games are so tight over 2 games, you have to win 1 out of 3, 4 times if you want to win this tournament, a penalty shootout as well. And they did, and we didn't. So that's all I can say about it.
Do you think your players were nervous?
Sorry?
Do you think your players were nervous in the shootout?
We're nervous? I don't know. I haven't asked them. I think everybody is a bit nervous when he has to take a penalty. But these players have a history of scoring almost every penalty they take. Well, yeah, every circumstance is always different. But unlucky. Rich?
Yeah, hi Arne. You sort of mentioned earlier about if you win the group, it's a bit unlucky to face PSG. Does winning the group count for anything now? I mean, you've beaten Real Madrid in this Champions League run, you've beaten Bayer Leverkusen. Does that count for anything, or do you just sort of, at the moment, you're just feeling a bit disappointed about being knocked out tonight?
No, of course, that last thing. I'm feeling disappointed about being knocked out. I do feel in the end of the season it does matter how we presented ourselves in Europe. I just said that we were not in Champions League level last season. And this season we really showed ourselves. We can be proud of what we did. We won 7 games in a row. Then we played with the substitute loss against PSG. And I think we played, now maybe last week not our best game, but today we saw a completely different Liverpool. So we go out in a way that I think we've impressed Europe. But yeah. It is something now to take in consideration how much of worth it is to end up first in the league table if you can face Paris Saint-Germain in the next round. It is what it is, maybe, but maybe I'm too soon now. It would be more fair that after the in-between round is there, than that the one that wins the league table plays against the team that's lowest positions after the teams have played. But yeah, that is also because we were so unlucky to play Paris Saint-Germain, because we could have also gone to the other side of the draw. But in the end, if you want to win a tournament, you have to beat teams like Paris Saint-Germain. And that's what we didn't do today after an incredible first 90 minutes of football of us.
Gentleman at the back in the red. Hi, Coach. Considering what you saw today and the first game, do you think PSG can win the title this season?
Yeah, they can. They can. But unfortunately for them, they're not the only team that can win it. And it's always about two games. So then luck and bad luck can play a part as well. So in a whole season, so the team that wins the Premier League or the Liga or the Serie A or whatever competition, always the best team wins that competition. But it's not to say if it's only about 2 games, then luck or bad luck or referee decision can influence a game. Fortunately enough for us and for Paris Saint-Germain, there were 2 great referees away in Paris and tonight as well. Both times the referees were outstanding. But yeah, they can. But there are other teams that can win it as well. And if they play like this and they have everyone fit, they have a fair and very good chance, yes.
Is it your favorite?
I haven't played all of them. I like Barcelona at the moment a lot as well. Arsenal is a very good team. Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Bayern Munich is impressive. So it's going to be a close goal like it was tonight. And then if they go to the quarterfinal or semi-final and they have to take penalties, maybe then the other team would win it. I don't know. But they are one of the richest clubs in Europe, so it's not such a surprise that they compete every season for winning the Champions League.
Amy at the very back.
Hi Arne, it was a privilege to watch both matches. You mentioned earlier that PSG was a little bit better in extra time. What was that down to? Do you have the impression that maybe PSG was a little bit fresher, and if so, how much of an impact does the Premier League have on that?
No, I don't think the last thing has any influence on that. I think in the second half of normal time, we looked fresher and better. There was only one team, in my opinion. I was waiting for us to score a goal, except for the last 3 or 4 minutes when Kvaratskhelia got the free kick and hit one just over the bar. But maybe these were the only 2 times that they had a shot on target in the second half. We had the header on the post. So these are the margins where we talk about. I think Mo had a shot that was cleared off the line. So many set pieces we had. We came really close. But I have to give credits to Paris Saint-Germain as well, because if you have to play in this stadium with these fans against such a strong Liverpool team and you're able to get a 1-0 win over the line after 90 minutes, then you have to be a very, very, very good team to be able to do so.